Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. We have another episode of this challenge, Iron to Jesus challenge. I am challenging men, really anybody, all over, whoever can hear this, to change, learn more and change our whole outlook on life to become more like Jesus. The idea is we are but raw pieces of iron, and Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another. That's where this stems from. I feel like we as men need to come together and work together like the disciples did when they followed Jesus, they lived with Jesus, they traveled with Jesus, they did all these things, and 12 men worked together, and they bickered, they argued, but then they knew the ultimate goal was to follow Jesus, and that's what brought them together. All people from all different walks of life, different personalities, everything, but they focused on Jesus, and that's how they became who they were and did the things they did. Was not because of them, but because of Jesus. And that's what I want us to do, especially in this day and age where our culture tells us one thing, what it's like to be a man and what we should do and how we should act. And it's like, well, there might be some truth to some of that. We should be leaders and all of that. But ultimately, the end goal, the end focus, the main thing we should be thinking about is Jesus. How are we following Jesus? So this is this channel, we are focusing on 49 character qualities of Christ, just trying to learn more about him so that we can try to mirror his characters. So that's what we're trying to do. We've done 1 and 2. Now we're on the third one, that is availability versus self-centeredness. By the way, before I get started, this website that you can see here, this is their website, Christ Way Counseling Center. They are accredited for this. I don't take any credit of that at all. I'm just commenting on what they've already posted. So this is free on their website. Feel free to look at it, search it, do whatever you need to do with that. I don't want to take credit for that. This is their stuff that they put together. So availability, showing the worth of a person by giving undivided attention. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong one. My bad. That's attentiveness. Okay. That was last video. Availability. Adjusting my personnel responsibilities around the needs of those whom I am serving. Okay. And it says, I should have said the verses. So availability versus self-centeredness. And I love how this kind of gives the alternate route. So availability is one way to look at things. The complete opposite of that is self-centeredness. That's just one perspective. You put different words there. They chose these words, but it all kind of means the same thing. We have to be unselfish. We have to look at others and think of what others might need and how we can help people. And I think that's what this is referring to. So adjusting our personal responsibilities. So this is a big one. In fact, these top 3 are huge in the aspect of focusing on others. And I posted one of my first videos I ever posted, because I used to do porn videos, and I still might do some of those, helping men struggling with porn. One of the first things I talked about, and I believe this to be true, and it correlates with these 3, is we have to focus on others. I think one of the biggest problems with any culture, really, but especially now, and I'm just talking about men now, but it's really relates to everybody, is that we kind of feel like we want more for ourselves. And I think the especially American culture right now, is very self-centered. So like all these talks about men and being a better man and being more successful and all of that stuff, that's great, but the problem is it becomes very self-centered. So I'm not saying we shouldn't have like ambition. I'm not saying that at all. I feel like we should have success and ambition, and we should work hard, and we should earn, if you work hard and start a business, let's say, and you become successful, that's great. I am not saying that's bad, but it's how you do those things. It's the way in which you do those things. Okay? Because if you work and you kind of not really leave your family, but if you're not attentive to your family, like the last video, and you're not available to your family, let's just say, or your friends, or your church, if you save all of your availability for whatever job or successful position you're trying to get, then that's self-centeredness. And you could say you're doing it for your family to earn money for them, but that's not the point. You can do both. Both things can be true. You can earn the money and also be available. And I think this is what this is referring to. Adjust my personal responsibilities, because I don't care what you say. If you work really hard to earn a lot of money, you could say it's for your family, but there is always something in there that you're doing it for you also. And I'm not saying you're not doing it for your family. I'm just saying that it's also for you. And I think we can teeter on that line and kind of sometimes go too far into the self-centeredness. Okay, so I didn't even read the verse. So the verse, they actually made a mistake, because I did look this up and I couldn't find it. So the words are pretty much right. It depends on the version that you read, but it's not Philemon. It says Philemon 2:20. No, it's Philippians 2:20. I don't know what happened there, but Philippians 2:20 says, "For I have no one else of kindred spirit who will genuinely be concerned for your welfare." And you kind of have to go, what I realized last video is, and I'm going to keep saying this every time, you have to go to those verses and you kind of have to read around them, because like that, to me, when I first read that, I was like, what does it mean exactly? How does that relate to availability? But what it's saying is, it's talking about sending Peter, he's talking about sending Timothy to basically help with this. He's writing a letter to this place, and I don't know, I have all the details, sorry, I just kind of did a quick review. He's writing letters saying, I'm sending Timothy to basically be kind of aware of, help you, mentor, and worry. Timothy is truly worried about your well-being, because then he says at one point, "For I have no one else that," so in a way, it's like saying that there's not many people that are truly worried about your well-being. And I don't know if y'all have experienced this. We, in life, everybody gets to a little self-centered. I do too. We all do. So it's hard to find people that are actually worried about your well-being. I feel like part of what it's saying is it's rare, and so we have to be careful, but also we need to be that person for people, for some people. We can't be it for everybody, but we need to be someone that is concerned about people's well-being, like truly concerned, not self-centered, but others-centered on others, focusing on others, available to them, for like truly available. And so this, I feel like there's a gap, this is missing in everywhere. We can say our culture, but I think it's always been missing to a certain extent. And so I feel like a true Jesus-focused, Jesus-centered man is available and is that person that they actually show concern for people, there, especially their families, but also maybe their, your people around you, people you kind of spend time with. It doesn't have to be just your family. So these things, I feel like alertness, number one, alertness, number two, attentiveness, and number three, availability. I feel like all of these are self-sacrificing things, and they're kind of servant things. Jesus was self-sacrificing. He did things for people. He washed people's feet. He healed people. And all of this was done, like, he didn't ask for anything in return. He didn't get rich by doing this. He almost didn't even accept, like, he didn't even mess with the money. There, in the disciples, when they were traveling and journeying, he tasked that to other people. The disciples took care of the money. Jesus didn't even want to. It was almost like he didn't even think about it. He wasn't worried about it. He knew God would take care of him. But I think that's part of. This correlates to a lot of things in the scripture, because it talks about. I cannot remember where, but it talks about don't worry about tomorrow. If God puts flowers and leaves on the plants and stuff, then he will clothe us. Like, he will take care of us. If he can take care of the world and the plants and the animals and the birds, and they can fly and be taken care of, then he will take care of us. And so we need to stop worrying about ourselves, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Stop worrying about ourselves. If we can learn this self-sacrificing, like, I truly believe that we are on this earth as men to be ultimately, in a way, servants. It does not mean we're not leaders. It doesn't mean we don't like take charge when we need to take charge. That also can be a servant aspect. We have to be there. There's way more. We're only on the first three. So there's like way more things that would be more like realistic, what we might think of as a man in the rest, some of more of these 49 characteristics. But with that, all of this has to go together. Like, we can't just be like I can see number 4 right there, boldness. Okay, and now we're going to get to that, for example, but I'm trying to make a point here. We can't just be bold. And I think a lot of men, especially in this culture, we want to take some of these characteristics that we like, that sound good. We want to be leaders. We want to be bold. We want to be ambitious. We want to work hard. Those are all great things. But the problem is, if we don't also have alertness, attentiveness, and availability, especially to the people we care about, then we're going to struggle. It's not going to work out exactly the way we want. So we have to have it all. We have to work on it all. We have to try our best to be these things, all of these things. So availability is huge, and it starts with kind of accepting the fact that we are not on this earth. God did not put us on this earth to just worry about ourselves. This is not true. There's no, life would mean nothing if it was only about ourselves and what we can do. So we have to the more we live for other people and stop worrying about ourselves, I feel like the more joyous, true, inner joy of our life will be. And I really do believe that. Now, that's not saying it's not hard. I struggle with this a lot, where sometimes I'm like, man, I give so much and I'm trying to do this, but yet I'm not. Maybe we're not getting the appreciation for this, and that is difficult. I understand that. But it doesn't mean it's wrong. I feel like the devil is also attacking us through this. So we have to be careful. What does Scripture say? and we need to follow that. What does Jesus do? And we need to follow that. So Scripture and Jesus says to be alert, attentive, and available for, and all of that is stemmed and focused on others. And that is what we need to do. And so, anyway, I hope this was good for something for y'all to listen to and think about. I pray for y'all. I hope everything is going well. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions or whatever, I don't know, thoughts or ideas, or did I miss something? You know, I would love to share if you have something along these lines of these three things that you thought, hey, maybe I should have said, or that you want to say. I would love to bring it up on the next video. If you have any like things that you're questioning, then I would love to think about it and pray about it and refer to that. Now, if you don't want me to bring it up, that's fine. Just say so. I won't bring it up on video. But if you do, email me. The email's in my channel description. Feel free to like or subscribe, or I guess there's like this bell you can get notifications, and I don't even know if you have to subscribe, or whatever you want to do. Comment. I do know that if you feel comfortable doing that, I know that that will help reach other people, but I'm not going to push it. It's whatever you feel comfortable doing, or you could at least, maybe there's someone in your life, another man that you want to just share this with and say, hey, what if we listen to this and talk about it, or whatever, or just send it to someone. You never know what encouragement you might be to someone by just telling them about something you heard. And this is not about me. This is just about y'all, everybody, all of us men trying to come together and learn something and get better and become better people. We need to accept that challenge to do that. So, thank you all. Hope everybody's doing. God bless.